You went to sleep early last night. I bet you could. Mm.
You know what I want?
What?
I need to get paid so I can go get Subway.
What are you gonna get, babe?
I get tuna with cheese and lettuce
From
and
where?
honey mustard. Subway.
Oh, yeah. I like tuna melts. They're pretty fucking good. Um, yeah. All right, babe. I'll talk to you later. I gotta get back to work.
Alright, love you.
All right. See you.
is going to be something that changes our worldview, changes our understanding of our place in the universe.
The way I see science is as a service to society. The knowledge we obtain from studying the universe is relevant for everyone and benefits everyone.
Do you think we will find evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence in your lifetime?
I think we already have. I just don't need to think in the future.
Why is there so much debate? Why all this controversy? Because what's at stake is nothing less than our role in the universe. It roots back to watching that space race as a kid growing up. Overall, the world benefited from having that sense of wonder and that commitment to move human knowledge forward. That all applied to the unidentified aerial phenomena question would spur innovation, tremendous thinking, production of knowledge, and that's why it should be locked in a secure vault someplace.
It's exciting to see there's a lot more attention being given on the subject of UAPs. I hope that things don't go back, and then 70 years from now, we're still wondering what the UAP might be.
The truth about UFOs. That's the one question I should say you should ask me. The truth is that no one knows what they are. But we have the ability to figure it out if we want to.
Uses AI to build websites that manage appointments from different places online. So I can focus on fixing the work of parents who thought I can learn how to cut hair from social media. Cutting edge websites that manage appointments, GoDaddy Aeropan.
Mysterious stories of extraterrestrial contact.
If we were to know the truth, society as we know it would collapse.
Secret messages from alien beings.
If it wasn't our technology, and it certainly wasn't the Russian technology, then whose technology was it?
And inexplicable events hidden from the public.
Just because something is a cover-up doesn't mean you can't reach the truth.
All around the planet, evidence points to proof of otherworldly visitors. Yet governments continue to deny their existence.
Those who are afraid of it, they run away from it. They don't know anything. So their only option is lie, lie, lie.
Millions of people around the world believe we have been visited in the past by extraterrestrial beings. What if it were true? Did ancient aliens really help to shape our history? And if so, what is the truth behind aliens and cover-ups? Strategic Air Command, Offutt Air Force Base, October 1973. As Cold War tensions between the United States and Russia simmer, the world remains on edge. Suddenly, an sends the base under high alert. Sergeant Kent Storch was part of the Strategic Air Command's top-secret Trident defense.
This alarm went off on the computer, and at the very top of the message, it said, "Alert, alert, alert, this is not a drill." 5 unidentified objects had been picked up coming in over the Pacific Northwest. Joint Chiefs of Staff initially felt that it was a preemptive strike by a Russian submarine that they had launched ballistic missiles.
According to Storch, the unidentified objects flew over the entire Canadian territory in less than 2 minutes. The UFOs then made a course correction that defied conventional physics. Could it be, as some ancient astronaut theorists believe, that these objects were extraterrestrial crafts visiting Earth?
These 5 objects went across the Bering Sea into the Soviet Union. Richard Nixon was the president at the time. He picked up what we call the back phone and called the Kremlin. And Nixon said they are not ours.
Is it possible that both nations knew the unexplained aircraft were piloted by extraterrestrials? Might the alien craft have actually wanted to be seen? But if so, why? The next day, CIA and Air Force investigators moved to block the story from becoming public.
I had to sign a security contingency form. This one was specific to this incident, that I would not talk about it for 30 years.
Set alarm for 1 hour.
I would keep my mouth shut, and I did.
Your alarm is set for 5:42 p.m.
Involving 2 of the world's most powerful nations. Be one of hundreds of UFO events that have been known to governments the world over, but covered up, as ancient astronaut theorists believe. And might this be additional evidence of a long history of extraterrestrials attempting to contact and communicate with the human race? Los Angeles, California, February 25th, 1942. In the early morning hours, something ignites a firestorm that lights up the sky.
That was the famous Battle of Los Angeles. And this photograph that's been all around the world showing all of those arc lights coming up to it. Those arc lights were aimed at a diamond lozenge, eyewitnesses said. They nearly 2,000 round of Army anti-aircraft artillery was fired. They could tell nothing was interacting. It was as if they had a force field around it.
They fired thousands of rounds. Unfortunately, civilians lost their lives. The next day, no sign of this craft. Could it have been extraterrestrials? All the evidence points to some type of craft not of this world.
According to researchers, 5 years later, a UFO crash landed outside Roswell, New Mexico in July of 1947. Following this incident and numerous other UFO sightings, the public demanded to know who or what was behind these unexplained objects seen in the skies. The government responded not by answering the question, but by creating the National Security Act.
6 weeks after the Roswell incident, the National Security Act that Harry Truman signed essentially says, to you, as an American citizen, we, the government, don't have to answer that question in the interests of national security.
The sightings and close encounters only continued, and the mysterious visitors appeared to grow even bolder. But was there a message behind these increasing contact events? Washington, D.C., July 19th, 1952. In the skies over the heart of the United States government, multiple unidentified flying objects are picked up on radar by air traffic controllers at Washington National Airport and Andrews Air Force Base.
There were jets scrambled to intercept them. When the jets would get there, they would disappear. When the jets would land, they would reappear again. Basically, it was all over the news, all over the entire world.
So it happened twice on 2 consecutive weekends, meaning that more and more people saw the same thing. They were flying over the heart of Washington, so that is essentially the equivalent of landing on the White House lawn. According to ancient astronaut theories,
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
that alien beings chose
I haven't been here in a long time.
We had a series of UFO sightings that were buzzing the White House, the U.S. Capitol. I think in an attempt to make a very symbolic, direct contact, saying, hey, we'd like to talk to you guys. But it just seems to me like somehow we didn't get the message.
In the days following the mysterious sightings over the nation's capital, the U.S. government refused to acknowledge any extraterrestrial connection.
We have, as a state, come to only one firm conclusion. And that is that it does not contain any pattern of purpose or of consistency that we can relate to any conceivable threat to the United States.
In 1952, the Air Force created Project Blue Book to investigate the growing number of sightings and contact events. But was this simply an attempt on the part of the U.S. government to suppress the truth?
You've got too many tangible, objective sightings, and of objects, by the way, that were doing things that were just utterly, just incredibly extraordinary. We've got a physical phenomenon. It's real. The question is why, and that's something we don't have the answer to.
If the United States government and others around the world knew that extraterrestrials were real, why was this information being covered up? Could it be that authorities feared the threat that these unconventional spacecraft represented to national security?
There's a long litany of reports that the U.S. government has authored on UFOs, and many of them show dramatic UFO evidence for real. And yet, their conclusion was either hoaxes or mistaken sightings of natural phenomena and so forth. That's the history of U.S. government studies on UFOs.
In modern times, there's the idea that there's a secret and small elite body of people who are covering up the truth from the rest of society. That aliens from space have visited planet Earth, but nobody else is allowed to know about it.
In 1969, the Air Force abruptly terminated Project Blue Book. Could it be that the government denials regarding extraterrestrial contact were failing to convince the public? Or is it possible that officials knew far more than they admitted about these events that were being reported again and again?
One of these scientific advisors for the Air Force's Project Blue Book was J. Allen Hynek. Hynek became disenchanted with the fact that certain cases were not being followed up on and that there appeared to be some sort of cover-up going on.
According to researchers, the United States government and others around the world have continued to secretly investigate alien encounters that now number in the tens of thousands. But might extraterrestrial contact actually have been documented and covered up for hundreds and perhaps thousands of years? 32nd century BC. Here, in ancient Egyptian society, the pharaohs were considered perfect humans to be worshipped above all others as supreme living gods. This religious hierarchy was in place for over 1,000 years, until one pharaoh came into power and changed everything. His name was Akhenaten. According to legend, Akhenaten descended from the stars, and when he came to power, the worship of multiple gods ended. The pharaoh replaced the old deities with a single sun god that some believe had interacted with and gave birth to Akhenaten. This god was called Aten.
What we have with Akhenaten is a very brief period of time when Egypt radically departs from its standard behavior. We see Akhenaten is becoming obsessed, saying that he can contact the gods. Also, he is remodeling the way he looks, not physically, but on his monuments.
Akhenaten looked very odd, and the other statues that were created during that time all featured elongated heads, bizarre bodies, and chicken legs. The whole reign of Akhenaten leads us to think that he had contact with extraterrestrials. Akhenaten's wife, Queen Nefertiti, and their children were also depicted with similar elongated heads. But might there be a specific reason why the pharaoh and his descendants were illustrated in this way?
Clearly, Akhenaten and various other people were confronted with deities who had these alligator skulls. And so they reshaped their heads because this somehow would bring them closer to the gods and maybe even in contacting or being amongst the gods.
Could the sun god Aten have been an alien being that visited Earth, as some ancient astronaut theorists contend? Or is it possible that Akhenaten himself had an extraterrestrial origin? Might Akhenaten have received messages from Aten? Messages that would have had a profound effect on Egyptian society during the pharaoh's reign.
What's up, guys? What's up? Good night, just here. About to do my work and study stream. You already know the vibes. You already know the vibes, guys. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go.
God ruled. And another theory is also that Akhenaten himself was in fact
Work and study stream, guys. Work and study stream. Hold on, you guys just reminded me. I gotta spray down my laptops. Their lights are off in like 3 hours.
Built to the sun god was partially destroyed.
It says,
And his mysterious depictions were defaced or obliterated.
I never even.
The god who
I don't remember some of you guys.
many have delivered messages to the pharaoh. Was
Guys, check
also
the pin messages.
erased from
About to spray down my reptiles real quick. They
As ancient astronaut
need
theorists
some
contended,
humidity.
the pharaoh's relationship with extraterrestrial beings was
I
covered
think
up.
I don't know. Maybe I should just go to the park right now. What time is it right now? I could hit the park. Oh, today's only what, Thursday? I still got 2 more days to work out.
For some reason,
I'm pretty sure I had 2 already.
it was all scribbled out, as if to hide them, like an ancient
Hit the
cover-up.
park.
Could this be because
Maybe I should just do that. Nah, chill.
extraterrestrial?
No.
Mind contact with alien messengers have been kept secret by the ruling elite around the world for hundreds and perhaps thousands of years. Perhaps further evidence of this contact can be found where science and religion met and struggled with the truth, or as some believe, tried to deny it.
Hold on, guys. I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Rome, Italy, February 17th, 1600. Here, astronomer and philosopher Giordano Bruno spent his last day in prison during the Roman Inquisition. Among his alleged crimes, the scientist had asserted his belief was not the center of the universe, and that the cosmos is filled with life.
In the 16th and 17th century, the Catholic Church was against certain developments in science. And among these heresies, we got Giordano Bruno, was the idea that there's a lot of life out there.
Bruno believed in the existence of extraterrestrial beings. We also know that the Vatican is able to cover up this material extremely well. So this is just one example of almost 2,000 of years of Vatican power.
Is it possible, as ancient astronaut theorists claim, that Giordano Bruno had been visited by extraterrestrial beings? And might these same beings have shared messages with Bruno and other scientists, including
Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go pee real quick.
messages that the Vatican learned of and greatly feared?
In the Renaissance, scientists like Galileo and Copernicus were excommunicated because the Catholic Church had a very strong interest in controlling information. So, of course, they did everything they could to silence scientific discoveries.
Bruno's revolutionary assertions included the belief that the universe was made up of an infinite number of worlds, which were populated by intelligent beings.
The problem with all these statements was that they violated one of the basic tenets of religion at that point, which was we were the center of creation. We were the crown of creation. We were top dog in the cosmos.
Bruno angered scholars and theologians across Europe with his teachings, and the scientist was finally arrested by order of the Vatican. He endured 8 years locked in a dungeon and was tried for heresy. But Bruno refused to recant his beliefs. For his crimes against the Catholic Church,
We're back.
was burned at the stake.
We're back. What's up, guys?
But is it possible?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing advertisements now. If you have a YouTube, getting 2,000 or 3,000 views a day, most likely 20 to 30% of those people will buy, for sure.
That the Vatican wanted
Google
to
it.
deny the existence of extraterrestrial life, a species that far exceeded human capabilities and eluded the Vatican's control.
The existence of this cover-up feeds our worry today that government and science could be engaged in a cover-up to hide the evidence of contemplated extraterrestrial life.
Bruno's writings were condemned by the Catholic Church and banned for decades. Many of his works were destroyed, and researchers believe they included revelations of messages he received and that the Vatican wanted to erase. But might the information Bruno may have received from extraterrestrials still be locked away? And if so, does it remain a threat to Catholic doctrine? Does the trial of Bruno point to a cover-up by the Vatican? Perhaps the answers can be found in a small village in western Portugal and the story of a miracle that could offer proof
I'm gonna be
that we
honest,
are
my screen
not
is way
alone.
too bright. I gotta go all the way to the opposite direction of this. Literally right now.
The Vatican,
It's just too much.
Vatican City, Italy. In the 17th century, Pope Paul V ordered select documents of the Catholic Church moved from the Vatican Library and closed to outsiders until 1881. Today, the Vatican's secret archives are closely guarded, and some researchers believe they contain revelations so explosive that they threaten the doctrine of the Catholic Church.
You have to wonder if the secret library at the Vatican, which they acknowledge exists, doesn't have records or chronicles about extraterrestrial contacts that the Catholic Church has recorded and knows happened, but is keeping a secret.
Might the Vatican's secret archives contain the details of messages Giordano Bruno may have received from extraterrestrials? Information that supports or his pronouncements about the universe.
When we look at certain specific examples, like Giordano Bruno, we know that there was so more to it than this. The Vatican archives, whenever they're going to be opened, are going to reveal extraordinary levels of details.
According to researchers, the Vatican Secret Archives holds hidden evidence connected to the miracle of Fatima. It was here in 1917 that 3 children claimed to have received messages from what some Catholic theologians believe was the Virgin Mary.
In Fatima, children saw an apparition they said was the Virgin Mary. And 70,000 people came to this same sheep pasture. And people said that they saw a spinning silver disc. The Catholic Church.
But is it possible, as ancient astronaut theorists contend, that the Catholic Church censored the messages that were received in Fatima?
The kids were given 3 messages, and the Pope refused to release the 3rd message. The 3rd message apparently talks about extraterrestrial life. Now that is sensational, because to me, to deny the revelation of that particular message, and that is exactly what the Pope did. And I wonder why.
Some contend that the miracle of Fatima is one of many events that describe visitations from extraterrestrial messengers. Researchers also point to the voices described by Joan of Arc, visions received in Lourdes by Bernadette Soubirous, and countless stories depicted in the Hebrew Bible, in which similar events are described. Perhaps the Vatican knows far more about life in the universe than they have acknowledged. But does a belief in alien life question the omnipotence of a supreme being?
Of course, the Vatican knows about extraterrestrial life, but to suggest that because extraterrestrials exist, that means there is no God is total nonsense.
Don't compromise on your sunscreen. Get this. Invisible protection you can trust at half the price.
Wakey, wakey. Massager Boy's breakfast meal is at McDonald's. Your spicy Saturday McMuffin, hash browns, overcards, and some cricket hunchers. Big meal. And participating McDonald's while supplies last.
A community that lives loud, loves hard, and celebrates every damn second.
I really love the Monroe online program. I'm a full-time employee and I have 3 kids at home. So just the fact that I can take my courses online on my own schedule was really helpful. I was able to take advantage of the online modules, which is a 7-week semester.
Did you ever get that email
This way you
that
can
you're
focus
supposed to get to show me?
more on one class at a time. The online program really helped me to succeed and to do everything I needed to do academically.
Or if you want, you could give me your cell phone. I'm in your doctor's, hold on, guys.
Arizona, 130 miles northeast of Tucson.
Oh. Well, you have me worried now because you're ignoring my text and I'm asking you to do something and you still haven't done it. You're causing so much issues in my life, dude. You have no idea. Night. Okay, well, we're gonna hold on. Are you by yourself or with family?